Welcome to this planning meeting. So now you've experienced your specialisation workshop teacher sharing their professional expertise around the core concepts of teaching junior secondary in your specialisation and planning units of work. We're now going to move on to the next part of the planning process. And you should be in groups of 3 or 4 for this planning process where applicable. Now, to start off, to get to know your group and to find common goals and collective approaches to teaching, we're going to do an IRCs and quirks warm-up. So this task is intended to start building a culture of trust in the group, which is so important for PLCs, okay, or professional learning communities. So on a scrap piece of paper somewhere by yourself, write down one pet peeve that you have regarding working in groups by finishing the sentence, "It burns my butt when." So a pet peeve is something that's an annoyance to you or something that's irritating. So one of my pet peeves is when I'm always dumped doing the majority of the group work. So I would write, "It burns my butt when members of a group don't pull their weight." Also, write down one trait about yourself that everyone in the group should know to best work with you in a group setting. So begin with the phrase, "One thing you should all know about me is," okay, so for an example, I might write, "One thing you should all know about me is that my silence is not due to disinterest, I just need processing time." You're going to share these 2 statements in a moment in your small groups, as well as share one of your professional learning goals from your goal setting homework in question 4. You're not allowed to talk in this time. You're not allowed to elaborate on your statements. This is a quick task that should take no longer than 6 to 7 minutes, depending on how many people in your group. And after this is set up and you've done this, set up a Google Doc for your group to collaborate on. Invite your workshop teacher to the document so that they can see your progress. And the workshop teacher will give you a unit plan. Using this unit plan, you will discuss and document the answers to Do-For's 4 high-impact questions, and they are: what is it we want our students to learn? How will we know our students are learning? How will we respond when the students don't learn? And how will we enrich and extend the learning for students who are proficient? So write the answers to those 4 questions in the Google Doc. In question 1, here obviously you're discussing the curriculum. So you're going to be identifying where the Victorian curriculum is located in the unit plan, but also any other capabilities in the unit that the unit is addressing, such as ICT, numeracy, literacy, and also think about the skills that are involved in the unit. The skills associated with your specialisation, but also those skills that are interdisciplinary, such as critical and creative thinking and metacognition. Number 2, this has a focus of assessment. So where is the assessment in the unit? What type of assessment are we looking at or is being assessed? How will you know the student has learned? What are you actually looking for? And how will the student demonstrate the knowledge or the skill that you're testing? So number 3 and 4 are really focused on differentiation. Number 3 is more focused about the scaffolding and supporting the students in terms of, what do we do when they don't learn? Is there anything in the unit plan that's been included to address this? Where's the differentiation? Are you going to provide extra one-on-one support? What will that actually look like? How will you support the students inside the classroom and outside the classroom? Is there a way that the classroom will be set up in order to provide this support? And 4, we're talking about the other end of the spectrum. We're talking about the extension activities. Are there evidence of extension, or what does this actually look like? Or what could it look like? What differentiation is included? that supports this more challenging aspect of differentiation. So in this task, remember that you're also being assessed on your group discussion. So it's not just about your written work. So don't feel like you have to sit in silence and just write and write and write. You know, a PLC is all about discussion and constructively challenging each other's ideas in a respectful manner. Dot points is fine. And you have about 40 minutes to complete the warm-up task and the responses to these 4 questions here.